Is everything normal, Anthony, so it doesn't take my brain like extra processing power to fucking focus on different shit?
Has your boost recharges. That's about it.
I don't know if I should do any sort of intro or whatever.
We have plenty of fucking bullshit already that you could slap together to make an intro.
Plenty of
I
bullshit.
don't know who the fuck is on my team.
Yeah,
White
I don't know what
noise, black
goal
and
is
black.
mine.
God
Anthony loves
damn
this
it,
black and
Anthony!
white
Fuck!
bullshit.
Always some dumb shit with you. We can never just play Rocket League.
So this is RGSR Talks on Google Stadia. Today,
Intro
right
made!
Right now we're going to be talking about Google Stadia and our opinions on it.
And we have strong opinions about how we feel, this is clear.
We have strong opinions about everything. So, I don't know who wants to
Look at
start.
the camera, I almost missed that.
I guess I can start explaining what Google Stadia is. So, if you don't know, Google Stadia is Google's new gaming platform, which is going to be...
Fucking Anthony just kept looking at the camera.
I'm going to have to figure something else out, because I need to see what's going on.
God damn it.
I need a second monitor.
Blink!
So, yeah, Google Stadia, Google's
new gaming platform, and it's based on its server only. You can play it on any device, anywhere. All the computing power is going to be in Google servers cloud, so it's cloud gaming from Google.
I think the biggest issue this type of service will have is gonna literally be latency. Other than that, it's just gonna be the only other obstacle is some people have an issue with letting go of a physical thing. If they spend money, they want something
That
tangible.
I don't care about. That's less cords for me.
I don't care about that either. As far as I'm concerned,
Cord management though, we need that on point. That's just...
Shoot.
People literally have, most of the complaints I've seen have been, I need something in my hands. I need something I can play years from now if the service goes down. It's like, you can't even play games if your power goes out. So, what do you they always have the possibility of not being able to use something that you paid for.
One of the things you mentioned about people not being able to play their games if like the internet or the electricity goes out, like one of the main things that like EA and them are doing is like always online connection.
Yeah,
where you have to be online
Destiny
in order
2
to
you
play
can't
a
even
game.
play unless you have an internet
It's like-
connection regardless.
So really, it doesn't matter. I don't
That's
care
true.
if I don't have a console. The only problem with that I foresee is maybe needing to buy a Blu-ray player. But even then, I'm not going to get rid of my PlayStation, so I'm going to have that.
So, touching on your latency issue, actually
Latency.
today...
Good God,
latency-
Anthony.
Whatever.
Fuck.
Can we get a
Latency?
little bit of education in this stream? That'd be great.
Prod.
What's
Latency,
the name
that's
of
going
that?
to be the biggest issue. No
Yeah,
doubt.
what's that company that does... The B-named company that I was talking about earlier? Bethesda. I can't say that word.
Bethesda.
Bethesda announced
Bethesda.
Orion today.
Oh my god.
And what it is it's programming that helps run any engine off of streaming service and is supposed to lower latency by like 40%.
Latency! Alright,
Latency?
this episode is scrapped.
Hold on, what were you saying about Bethesda
Fuck.
fixing latency? Because I haven't heard about that at all.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's called Orion. They just announced it during their little E3 thing. And it's something that they're doing in partnering with Google Stadia and other, because Xbox announced xCloud, which is their cloud-based streaming service. And so that they demoed off and showed somebody playing Doom 60 frames per second on a phone with a controller attached to the phone, and
Yeah.
it was flawless.
That's the
So there's
thing,
hope.
though. Like, I don't know. Like,
But,
where it's like,
yeah.
oh, no lag. Like, come on.
Well, no, they even specifically said no visible lag or latency. And so one of the things that I thought was cool about that, besides the input lag being less, the way that they made it seem is that it's going to make it to where you can have a lesser internet connection and utilize less internet to play games at 4K 60 frames per second, which could
Yeah,
go back
so-
to
Which
the other
would
guys.
make sense why Google is able to do that and
Yeah.
say those numbers
I mean-
that they're able to say.
Yeah, even before that though, I mean, Google's server power and Google's just footprint in the internet world is so humongous. I have no doubt that they're going to be able to pull this off, even without that. But including that, like, that niche is a done deal. Like, I'm even more sold on this whole Google Stadia thing. Even, like, and that's coming from all of us, I think, who have had PlayStations for over 10 years.
Oh yeah, no, I would have been wanting to get behind some type of service like this as opposed to buying a console every time one comes out. I mean, it's just like phones. Like, you're getting a new phone almost every year now to keep up. Consoles are gonna be in the same boat.
Yeah.
I mean, they're having to come out with mid-cycle consoles now because there's just better shit. And like, no matter how good they make something right now, it could be the best, insane shit, it will just only get better. And with the cloud service, it seems like they would be able to just stream better to you. You wouldn't have to invest in buying a new console every, you know, however many years it ends up shortening down to.
And there were companies that tried to do this in the past that failed tremendously, but Google's the biggest thing on the internet, so...
Yeah, that's where a lot of my hope comes in. I tried PlayStation Now, and when it was just a streaming service, I did some research. It was bad. Like, the latency was just unplayable. It was not fun. If you have horrible connection and you can't stream it well enough, maybe they'll have something that you can download it to.
So I don't think they're ever going to go towards that route.
Well, maybe not. It might not be like a big thing for everybody, but it might be to expand it to people who don't have the best internet connections.
I mean, that's the thing right now, though. That's the point of it. You don't need a good internet connection. You can play this on terrible internet, on 10 megabit internet, which is like the worst thing ever. It's garbage. Our phones on 3G get better than 10 megabits. Fact check?
Truth.
Fact check? I believe it.
Yeah, so 3G is 40 megabits per second. So that's... You have to have trash internet to have worse than 3G. So if they can get it done on 10 megabits a second, they're not going to be doing any local bullshit. That's not going to happen.
And what's even nicer about even having that crap internet is if you can't even get that good of internet, it's not even it's free. You just pay for the game you want to play at that point.
So with Google Stadia, there's two tiers. There's Stadia Pro and Stadia Base. Stadia Pro comes with 4K streaming, HDR, and with the base, you can get 1080p streaming. And if you have crap internet, then you're not even going to be going for Pro anyways. You're just going to be paying for the games.
I would just pay for the game that I want to play and then stream it to whatever I have.
Yeah, which adds a whole crazy awesome new level. The fact that, oh, I paid for this game and, oh man, I gotta wait till I get home from work to be able to play it. This sucks.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I'm
and
on
then
lunch break,
wait to
I can
download
just
it.
load up. Yeah, I can just load up, play it on my phone
That's the
during my lunch
most
break.
depressing thing in the world is when a new game comes out. I mean, they've come out with the preload and everything like that. That's all well and good.
But the copying, good.
But yeah, that is. I don't understand why that's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole different topic about Sony's installation method. It's like, why is it taking so long to copy?
Another thing oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, one of my questions is how they're going to do multiplayer, how they're going to do matchmaking. Because like with PlayStation Plus, you pay for Plus and you can access online services and stuff. So is that what comes with the Pro, or can you have that on the base model that's free? Like, that's what I'm interested in. And they haven't had any information about that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be free.
You think they're just going to open up online matchmaking for
I don't think so.
No.
I think that they are. I think Google has a lot of stuff that that they offer that I would think would cost money and doesn't. And I think that if they want to be successful, especially with streaming service that they already have to pay a monthly subscription for just to have 4K, I don't think that it would be smart for them to add something else for them to complain about or, you know.
Yeah, I don't doubt if you get the $9.99 a month. Then yeah, okay, you get all this added stuff, and yeah, you'll get the pass to play online as long as you have that membership. As soon as you lose that membership and you want the base, you can't play online anymore.
The other thing that I thought was kind of nifty with the Orion and its lower requirements to do stuff will kind of help with like the data caps, which I don't know if that's becoming a nationwide thing, but down in California we didn't. Do you have data caps in Colorado, Devin?
Yeah.
For your internet?
Yes.
Oh, that's
It's
funny. He wasn't a part of that conversation.
It's a United States thing at this point.
That's where my big hesitation was in crunching the numbers and stuff like that. Like, to run it at 4K, it's going to use a lot of internet, and we all have a terabyte cap, at least in the area where we're at. You can pay the extra $50 a month for unlimited, but still, now I got to factor in $50 extra a month. Which
at that point you have to ask yourself: is it worth the convenience of being able to play anywhere, anytime on that service? What was it, Chris? When does the console become less expensive of an option? If you're going strictly by cost.
Monthly. Because it's $60. It's $60 a year for PlayStation Plus, or it's $9.99 a month for Stadia. It's a $60 difference.
That's assuming that, as of right now, they don't come out with a yearly subscription.
Right. That's going off the numbers that we know. Which is $60 more. That's an extra game a year that I'm now missing out on.
But it's also... But with that, you get built-in ability to play on your phone. You get built-in ability to play on any computer you want.
Right, but we don't know how long the mobile's gonna be available. It's available for Pixel right out the gate, and it says other mobile devices coming soon.
Also, that is just for 4K. But you can still play on your phone and all that, and it's still free. You got to keep remembering there's a free option if $10 is not what you want to pay for 4K.
But I think the only phones that can do it when it launches are the Pixel phones. Yeah.
The new
ones,
and
it doesn't say when other phones will be compatible. It just says coming later. The phone thing, I'm not even like all jumping up and down. Oh my god, I can play my video games on my phone. That's whatever. I don't like playing games on my phone. So it not coming to Android, that's not a selling point nor a takeaway for me. The internet was a problem, and the price. I don't think that.
I think it'd be better for the tablets, not so much the phones either.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine, but yeah, the mobile gaming, I don't really care about. But I mean, not gonna go into drastic detail of it unless somebody wants to word it differently. People in mine and Ryan's situation, we're now out $300 a year. Is that worth it to not have a physical console anymore and just not have to download games anymore? Wait the extra half hour for load times or the extra 2 hours for copying shit when you can just put your PlayStation in rest mode and have it do it in the middle of the night. Is it worth the extra thousands of dollars a year?
A year, but over the years is what you mean.
Yes, and I do see it worth it. I mean, we have phone payments, we have car payments. Like, if you make it small enough to own a gaming PC, I would. Like, the problem is I can't front $1,400 to just go get a new gaming console. If you told me, oh, you pay $50 a month and we'll give you, that's pretty much my only cost is the $50 for the internet. So that's all they're really asking me.
Upfront cost versus the monthly cost.
That's another thing that I was like crunching the numbers at. Like the upfront cost to get a new gaming console that I quoted at $600 would be $1,350 just to get the damn thing and everything that you would need for a year, versus Stadia was a fraction of that. But monthly, Stadia is more expensive when you're not doing the game share anymore, and the monthly cost has gone up versus $60 a year. It's now $10 a month. That adds up.
And so I think that even if it just balances out, I would still rather go with Stadia. If obviously this is assuming there's not the latency issue that there very well could be.
Yeah, that would kill everything.
I will just be to PS5, no question. I would rather stay with Stadia, because then in that 5 years or 10 years, you're having the best graphics. You're not outdated for even a day.
But if you did it that way, the amount of money yearly that you'd be saving, you would have enough in 3 years when the next gen console comes out to have the money saved up to get the next gen console.
We don't save, and we know that.
Right, but like if anybody was to look at the numbers that way, I mean, it's completely true.
Well, and another speculation are they going to do family? So right now with Google, you can have a family of up to 5 people. You can share Google Music, you can share YouTube Red, all that with your family. So do you think they might be doing that with Google Stadia games?
If they do, then cool. So that takes that whole game sharing thing. That takes that out of it.
I think there's going to be some kind.
But I'm yeah, and even if there is, that's fine. But I'm still paying $119 a year versus $60 a year, and then an extra $50 a month for my internet to keep up with this Stadia, to just run it at the full capacity that my TV can, that the Founders Edition is allowing me to. It's not cheap. People are like, the big thing that I've seen online is like, oh, it's the cheap option to do. It's really not. If you look at the numbers, people are seeing $130.
That's for just a controller and the Google thing.
And $9 a month. It's like,
actually basically boils down to $60 a month plus whatever games you buy. That's what it actually boils down to. I also think that they will be doing things because, they will do anything and everything they can to cut out that $50 a month for unlimited, because that's not even going to Google. That's a cost that we have to pay for because of our internet, not because of Google. Google's not charging us that. They are going to try to cut that out because that's a deterrent. People are like this. Might not do this because it's
how is Google going to be able to cut that out? They don't have control over what Comcast charges.
When they reach the moon, homie, I mean, they will figure something out.
But by things like that, Orion, things that are going to make it to where it takes less bandwidth to do it.
That whole Orion thing is going to be.
I get that it might not be today.
And it's like, oh, Google Stadia, you need, what was it, 35 to stream 4K or to run 4K?
Mm-hmm.
Still, 2 hours of 4K streaming it at the high resolution that you're paying monthly for is like 8 gigs in 2 hours. We all play way more than 2 hours a day. Well, the 3 of us play more than 2 hours a day.
I don't even think so, dude.
The 2 of us play more than 2 hours a day. Me and Anthony are up until almost 5 a.m. We're up until almost 5 a.m. every day playing games. And it's not like, oh, well, now I can't play games the way that I'm used to playing games or the way I want to play games because I need to watch my data usage. Like, I don't want to fucking do that. That's not cool.
I have a feeling that they're gonna make a way for it to not wreck your internet, and so if that isn't an issue, I'm not gonna get the unlimited. I don't want to pay an extra $50 for it.
Well, here's also the thing: is you could just get it and see what it does to your internet, and then if it gets too crazy, not get it.
Exactly. Anymore. Yeah, that's my plan: is to get it, try it, give it an actual legitimate try, and then go from there. So I may, for that month, if I need to, get unlimited just to see how much I actually use in a month period, and then kind of gauge it from there.
So regardless of all of these things, I think we're all pretty interested in Google Stadia to see what happens, see what it does. We want it to succeed. I think all of us do, just because cloud gaming is something would be amazing to get going, right?
Yep. I agree.
I think that's going to be it for our RGSR Talks on Google Stadia. I don't know what we'll talk about next, maybe Uncharted deal. But
maybe. I would like to hear... Well, we could definitely have a conversation if we find out that's only on PS5.
No, we're talking about
that's a whole different... I was talking about Tom Holland being Nathan Drake.
Oh, is there... whatever.
This was RGSR Talks. I am Grim. Oh, that's backwards. Who's supposed to go first? Rebel.
I was gonna go right after you, but I'm Rebel.
I'm Grim.
I'm Sim.
I'm Reaper.
Anthony, did you look at the fucking camera? No, he did not.
Flashback.
Anyways, alright, we'll talk to you guys
scored.
See ya.
Bye.
I was really looking at the console.